Is it possible to use real countries' war strategies to win in a video game? That's the dumb idea I'm going to test today. Well, anyway, I'm really bad at this, so I need something like that to win. This video will give you a rigorous, scientific answer to who has the best navy? Seriously. Then just check each country's military spending for a quick answer, right? So, out of all the countries we're going to test, we're going to start with France. Coco and Cocorico. First, you should know that between the World Wars, a treaty signed by France and others banned building military ships over 35,000 tons. The problem when you're building warships is that you want to armor them so they don't sink too easily, and that's what weighs the most. You can either fully protect your ship and exceed the limit, or use weaker engines and move slowly. That's where French engineers discovered a clever workaround. Actually, instead of putting cannons all over the ship, they put everything up front in two huge turrets. That way you only need to armor the front, and you can put a super powerful engine in the back. So, the French strategy in World of Warships is to charge straight ahead like a brute and try to always stay facing forward so you never show your side. That makes the ship harder to attack. Okay, here we go. I picked a French ship. Look, the little flag is right there. It's the Richelieu, a well-known ship. Now we need to choose our strategy. The goal is to take the flag here and return it to our base. So, we're really going to try to go straight for the flag capture zone. The strategy, let me remind you, is to approach head-on and try to take everyone out. It's just that, for now, the ship is taking a little time to accelerate. This interface shows the ship speeding up. A torpedo was launched from our side and another is coming from over there. Or maybe it's a submarine or even a plane, I'm not sure. But I know I have something that lets me launch depth charges, so if we manage to detect a submarine, we'll be able to take it out. There's a seagull. There's a seagull. We're going to take out the seagull. Just kidding. Come on. We love animals in the Navy. There seems to be a torpedo underwater here, though. And we have another ship over there. Okay, well, that's a battleship if I'm not mistaken. That means it's like us. So I'm gonna try to fire a first salvo of shells. Did I manage to time it right? Honestly, it's not bad, huh? I hit it. I hit it. Okay, let's try again. And I still took out a good chunk of its health, huh? Okay, I hit it again. We might actually manage to take it out. The problem is we've got an island here, unfortunately. It's on fire, which is really cool. But the problem is, as soon as it gets behind the island, you know what? I'm gonna slow down a bit. Let's try to get it here. I think it'll die before I finish it, but it's worth trying. I'm launching small torpedoes. Getting the last hit would be amazing. Here we've got another ship that this time has a bit more health, and on top of that, it's pretty close. Let's send this over there. Okay, it hit. No, it didn't hit. But no, I know why it didn't hit. It's because it must be armored. Or actually, I have two types of shells. I have shells that set the ship on fire. Right now, I'm really facing him. He's gonna take me out, bro. Yeah, I have shells that set the ship on fire. But I have other shells that can break the hull. They're made specifically for armored ships. I'm on fire. No, I'm on fire. Normally, I have something that lets me repair my ship. And in 5 seconds, I'll be able to fire a big salvo at him. The problem is, look, the cannons take a little bit of time to turn. Okay, so the ship we just saw right here, I won't be able to attack it because it got taken out first. I think that's our ally who must have been taken out too. So, how did they get the advantage? It's because they have more ships than us. Alright, I'm repositioning, but it's looking pretty bad since they have 4 ships and we have 3. Now, something is coming toward me, but I don't know what it is. It must be an aircraft carrier that has deployed planes and is coming right at us. I knew I should have picked an aircraft carrier. I think we're going to try to get the 2 ships that are here. So we have a ship here with 50,000 hit points. Yeah, I think it's over. So torpedoes to port. Well, I think it's a mess. It's over. We're going to get hit, aren't we? Well, we took a hit, but it could be worse. We lost some hit points, but at least we're not on fire. Rudder's stuck. How do I fix it? Oh, got it. Fixed. Let's go. Now things are serious. There's a ship here. I have to wait for my gun. This shows the gun getting ready. All right, let's fire. Does it hit? No. What is that? I think I need armor-piercing rounds. In 8 seconds, I can shoot again. Now he has planes coming at me, and I honestly don't know how to handle them. We did some damage. Quite a bit, actually. Not bad. Let's fire another salvo. We hit him hard. He's at half health. He can't aim, which helps. This shot should land. It does. Let's move closer since we're right next to him. Another hit. He's almost out. No, I'm on fire. I think I can take him out, but I'll probably take some hits too. This fight is intense. Boom. And in 4 seconds, it's over. All right, we managed to take him out. Okay, perfect. There's another one over there. It's a bit tough. I think I have a boost. I'll be able to activate the boost. That will speed up my engines. There. I'm burning up. I'm burning. It's hitting! I did a lot of damage to him. In 13 seconds, I'll be able to put out the fire. Okay, it's good. I'm putting out the fire. Fire's out. Now I think I can do it. Honestly, I'm doing well now. He only has 2 left. Yes, it's good. I took him out. It's fine. There are 3 of our ships against 1. Everything's going well. There's a ship over there. Looks like some kind of aircraft carrier. So now we're getting serious. I'm launching my first missiles. Yeah, it's definitely an aircraft carrier. I saw a plane take off. I just did 3,000 damage to him. Now he only has 4,000 health left. I think we're heading for a win. I'd really like to get the last hit, though. That would make me happy. Well, no, my colleague got it. Well, listen, honestly, I think we can give the French strategy 4 stars, but let's move on to a second country, the United States. What about the American strategy? I'll skip the history lesson and just say the United States disliked what happened at Pearl Harbor. They had huge ships, big muscles, and the Japanese sank all of them. So they figured the best strategy was to be able to project their power as far away as possible from other ships. And that's when they started creating the famous task forces centered around aircraft carriers. That's exactly the strategy we're going to use in World of Warships. We're going to choose an American aircraft carrier and try to take out the others while staying as far away from them as possible without getting sunk. Because if my aircraft carrier gets sunk, it's a pain to respawn in World of Warships, so honestly no, I really can't let it get sunk. American aircraft carriers offer many choices like the Carl Vinson and Dwight Eisenhower. It seems like they build a new one for every president. What's funny is that the aircraft carriers in the game don't have the same names. I think they might have been a bit nervous about using presidents' names. Maybe? I don't know. But here we go. As the name suggests, the concept of an aircraft carrier is to carry cars. This port thinks it's funny, haha. So, the strategy I'm going to use is simply to stay a little bit in the back. Like, I'll position myself behind an island, that way I won't get attacked. And then, I can send planes to attack directly from the comfort of my ship. Well, the pilots, they die, but at least we don't have to buy another aircraft carrier that literally costs 14 billion. I'm not gonna do well at all. I think my aircraft carrier skills will be disastrous. I never hit my targets, but I'll try anyway. I'm not sure the American technique suits me. There you go. People are already showing up. So here, for example, let's imagine we want to shoot that guy. The problem is, look, he's already shooting at me. I'll give it a little boost and we'll fire. Yeah, I'm afraid my planes are going to take a beating here, although I managed not to die. This is going to be complicated. We're approaching the target. There, my aim is off. My planes are really taking a lot of damage. There, you see, yeah, one of them is down, and the second one, I think it's over. Well, I think now you have a little idea of the power, or lack thereof, of the aircraft carrier. Maybe if I target the aircraft carriers, maybe they can't defend themselves too well. I can also send warheads. Now, what's good with the aircraft carrier is that I can really spam click to shoot. What's less good is that I really do very little damage, you know? Discussing the damage I did earlier with my battleship, let's try to take this one out, using the boost now. No, they're not aiming at the right spot. It's crazy. The ship was already lost, so it's fine. See my little white thing? That's where I can attack. We're in a good spot. I'll do this. Just need to aim well. Come on, yes, I think we did some damage. No, we just missed. It's tough. Now, I think we're good. Here, for sure, we did some damage this time. Absolutely sure. Yes! I've been playing aircraft carriers for 3 hours now. I think this is the first time I've actually done some damage with one. Come on, let's send out a little bomber. The last ship left is the one over there, so there's no point in continuing. We're just going to try to get closer. I think it's an aircraft carrier too, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. I think we're going to get it, maybe. It's going to hit. No, it almost hit. Yes, 3,000 damage. Honestly, that's not bad. Well, in any case, it's a victory. I rate the American strategy lower than the French, mainly because I don't know how to use aircraft carriers. The upside is it's harder for your ship to be sunk as a carrier. Now let's discuss the German strategy. The Germans during World War II were pretty sneaky. Since they knew they had no chance of beating the British Navy in a head-to-head fight, they figured that using submarines to strike from underwater wasn't a bad idea. It was such a strong strategy that Winston Churchill admitted it was his only real fear during the war. So I chose a German submarine, and that's the strategy we'll use in World of Warships. Alright, we're in a German submarine, and I think we can achieve a lot. As you can see, I can stay underwater for up to 4 minutes and 10 seconds, which is pretty good. However, I'm not going to dive right away because right now there's no point, and the whole idea of being underwater is to avoid being spotted by other ships. For now, there aren't any other ships around, so we're relatively safe. Well, for now, I'm going faster than all my other teammates. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we'll find out soon enough. Normally, if I'm underwater, I think I'm still pretty hard to spot and pretty hard to sink. Okay, so apparently, we've got a first ship over there. I'm going to avoid heading toward that one. There's this ship that just appeared, but what I'm really interested in is going for the flag over there. Although there are several ships now, you know what? I might change my direction. And I think the most effective way is to catch those ships on the flank. And I think as soon as I pass the island, I'm going to start going underwater. That way, I won't be too easy to spot and not too easy to attack. So here we go. We're aiming to go 7 meters underwater. At 7 meters underwater, only my periscope shows, keeping me less visible while still able to fire torpedoes. I'll slow down now. Unlike the battleship, I can't launch torpedoes from the side, only straight ahead. My range is limited. Let's try it this way. From this point of view, I think it can hit. Look, does it hit? Yes, it hits. Well, I did very little damage. Come on, let's go a little deeper this time. Let's go. No, I got hit. I need to repair. Okay, I lost half my life. It's not too bad, but I need to be careful. Look, there's a sunken boat over there. It's pretty funny to see them. And if I'm not mistaken, I have a sonar that lets me see a bit of the contours of the seabed. Now, I'm gonna try to keep focusing on those two boats over there, which are a bit weakened. And what I can do, if I'm not mistaken, is I can send a sonar pulse at a boat. That means if I click here, well, I need to manage the timing well, so I think if I click here, you see it sends out a sonar ping, and it detects the boat for me. And when I detect the boat, actually, all the torpedoes I send should... Well, now, there's only 1 minute and 54 seconds left underwater, water, so I need to surface a bit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they have more boats than we do, so we're in a bit of a dangerous situation here. Huh, there's an island between us. At least I can recharge my batteries a bit and not stay underwater the whole time, but I might have to clutch soon. That boat over there is definitely done for. So now we're pretty much even, meaning we have 3 boats, they have 3 as well, and we also have me as a submarine. In total, I think I only did about 600 damage. I want to be more helpful here. There's a boat over there, but it's in big trouble. I'll send a torpedo for fun, but I can't imagine... Wait, I just hit an island. Imagine relaxing on the beach and seeing a beached submarine right in front of you. There's a boat nearby, but it's far away and not targeting me. Well, it's gone. Perfect. I'm going to position myself in the center of the map. That way, if we see someone appear, we'll be right in the middle of everything. The boat is right there, exactly where I wanted to go in the first place, actually. And now we're really heading straight toward it. Those are my torpedoes. Those are my torpedoes. Shalang, this is the moment when I have to surface, and we're right next to it. I'm really going to take a hit, huh? Yeah, well... Submarines are still more fun than aircraft carriers. We won, but not because of me. Now let's discuss the Italian strategy. Well, Italy, in case you're not good at geography, only has access to one sea, the Mediterranean Sea. So, the goal wasn't to have the biggest ships or the largest navy. It was to do what's called hit and run, which means having extremely light ships with very little armor, but that allows you to put in super powerful engines and go really fast. And the killer detail is, they had a technology that made their engines produce a lot of smoke. Thanks to this technique, they could hide their ships in smoke screens and be much harder to hit by their enemies. That's the strategy we're going to try to use in World of Warships with an extremely fast and extremely stealthy ship. Alright, here we go. There's a small Italian ship. I don't know its name, but I bet they serve pizza on board. That's definitely a stereotype. Fact checking, do they really serve pizza on Italian ships? But already, the first thing I notice is that this is by far the fastest ship I've ever tested. Like right now, we're not even at full speed and we're already at 30 knots. Alright, now I'm going to try to head over to the red area, which is kind of the enemy HQ, and I think I have 2 attacks. The first attack is being able to fire shells, just like with the French ship. But look, I can also launch underwater torpedoes. I know that does a lot of damage, and I think my strategy will be to get as close as possible to my enemy. When I launch torpedoes, I can choose to fire them concentrated or spread out. I'll try to fire them as concentrated as possible, which means I need to be right next to the enemy. Anyway, lots of good intentions, but will I manage to do it? That's what we're going to see. We have the first ship just behind this island. I see some missiles being launched, but for now, we're relatively safe. And anyway, I feel pretty safe because, let me remind you, I have the ability to create a smoke screen and make myself pretty much invisible. I think we're going to focus on him now. Buddy, you won't even know what hit you. We're hitting our target. That's good. I can send 2... Well, he's done for. Boom! Got him! That's satisfying. This is great. I'm lighting him up, bro. I'm gonna circle around him. I feel like I'm struggling a bit too. But this boat is really good. Wait, he almost got one-shotted, bro. I think in a few seconds he's done for. Adios, amigos. Boom. We took out 1 and 2, but there's another boat shooting at me now. Let's get out of here quickly. Being super fast is actually great. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Damn, the torpedoes. If I outplay the torpedoes, that's incredible. There, the monster! The monster! Call me the Italian monster! Okay, so him, I think I can get him pretty easily. There you go. Yes, 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 yes. There, I see missiles being launched. You know what? I'm gonna use my my smoke thing. I feel like, there, you see, there's a little circle, and I feel like as long as I stay in that little circle, I'm invisible. I hope that's it, because otherwise it's a bit dangerous if I'm wrong about that. Okay, so now we're sending out some little torpedoes. I didn't hit him. Yes, yes, yes. I got him to half health there. I'm hurting him. Reloading the cannons. Actually, I can shoot behind, but I can't shoot in front. That's pretty interesting. Come on, let's go back. Bam! I love playing this ship because I can spam click. It's my favorite so far. Unfortunately, I think it's over for him. Let's get closer before launching the torpedoes. If he's not dead by then, honestly, I think this time we'll have eliminated him before that. But there you go, 1.5 warships destroyed. That's it, another one taken out. So there's him right in front of us. What I'm going to do is move a bit to the side so I can launch a torpedo at him. I think he's finished unless he turns, but I'm not sure. Where are my torpedoes? Why aren't they coming? My torpedoes aren't there. Anyway, I think we'll eliminate him easily. And there you go. Bam. Well, he stole my kill, but it's not a big deal. At this point, there's only 1 ship left. It's that one. Let's mark it and try to go for it, but I think it'll be dead pretty soon anyway. Come on, I'd really like to get the last kill. No. No! He rammed into me. He thought it was bumper cars, actually. Well, listen, the Italian technique is really perfect. It's not like that. I'm still just as bad in combat. But this time, in order, I think the Italian strategy is the best. The French one is the second best, the German one, and finally the American strategy. And yes, I wouldn't have thought the Americans would be so low in this ranking. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out World of Warships, which is sponsoring this video. The link is in the description, and you know the drill. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, Battleship. Bye everyone, this was Fuse. See you next time, take care.